Matthew chapter 5. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him. We're talking about Jesus in Matthew chapter 5. So, seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain. So he saw how big the crowd was, and so he decided to go up in the mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came to him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, so he's going to teach the disciples now. This is one of the most foundational teachings of the Christian church. It's called the Beatitudes, and you know, he saw how big the group of people was, but he chose to teach this to his disciples as soon as he got set, right? So he opened up his mouth and he taught them. As soon as he opened up his mouth, he was teaching, right? He said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." So some people have a spirit that is rich and haughty. Some people have a spirit that is, you know, where they've been in an extreme case of wealth or abundance. There are people who aren't. There are people who are poor, both in body but also in spirit. As in they don't have a lot of possessions, you know, in their spirit. They don't have a lot of distractions or a heaping amount of overflow, but they're without. So blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So they don't have an earthly kingdom, but where do they have their kingdom? They have it in heaven. Blessed are those that mourn. These are people who are in mourning, who are crying out, who are deep in sorrow, deep in grief. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Or for they shall be comforted. Sorry, I read the verse above it, 3, but this one says, "Blessed are the mourn, for they shall be comforted." So the people who are mourning, who are crying out, who are grieving and going without their loved ones, those are the people that are going to be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. So these meek people, these people that don't really expect much, they don't really have a lot of just pride, overwhelming sense of pride. They're going to inherit the earth. So the earth itself will be theirs. It's going to belong to the meek people. I like thinking about it in this way, where it's like most people care enough about the earth to like want it. Or other people who would care about what they could bury in the earth, their treasures, or what they can build upon the earth. But the people who actually care about the earth, they're gonna inherit it. All right, they're meek. Blessed are they who do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. So if you're going to be able to be merciful with people, then you're going to obtain mercy. People are going to give it to you. You can give mercy to others when they need it, when they've encountered graceless, type of living or actions from others. They're going to give that to you too. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And people who have a pure heart, people who you can kind of look at them and you just know, like, deep down, like, they have a really correct intention for you. They love you. They have a pure heart, as in they don't want to vex God. They don't want to cause him to turn his face away. They have no desire to do evil or to do wrong, but they are pure in their heart. Those are the people that are going to see God. Some people, you hear them say, "Oh boy, well, I've never seen God. I've never seen God." Well, where is the state of your heart? Where are you at with things and with other people and with the world? Maybe you'll see him more. Maybe you see him more if you sort of work on yourself. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. So the people who are making peace, they're going to be called the children of God. And the people who aren't making strife, they're going to be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. You may be trying to do the right thing, you may be even like calling people out, or you may be willing to act in certain ways that wouldn't be righteous living, and then you might get mocked for it, you might get ridiculed for it, you might be cast down or cast out because of it. You might be pushed to the back of the line or pushed out of a friend group, or just sort of bad-mouthed because you won't go along with it. And that's really common. It's extremely common for the believer. So if you're persecuted, if people are they're mistreating you badly, they're mistreating you because of righteousness' sake. Not that they're just mistreating you, that's just terrible, but if it's because you're doing the right thing, then you're blessed. You're blessed. For they shall be called the children of God. As for they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So it's like, man, I really want to have the kingdom of heaven. Or are you persecuted for doing the right thing? You get that's yours. And blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. So this is when you're blessed. It doesn't make sense, does it? Sometimes I cry out to God, I say, why? Why this and then this and then this? And why'd you load it up? Like, did you ever plan on giving me a break? I had this long conversation with God yesterday. It's like, are you ever gonna give me a break on this stuff? Because it's like, I trust him, but it's like, I don't maybe understand. And he just says it. Blessed are you when men revile you and persecute you, shall say manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. This is the good part. You are the salt of the earth. You are the salt of the earth. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. So you gotta be salty. You gotta be the flavor. You gotta be the one, You gotta be the one. You gotta be the one, the salty one. You gotta be the tasteful one. You gotta be the one, that brings the flavor. You gotta be the one with moral principles. You gotta be the one who's doing the right thing. You gotta be the one that's giving from your heart. You gotta be the one that sees people and that loves people. That's you. It's all you. It's all on you to be salty. Because if you lose your saltiness, you're cast out. Like, you're trampled underfoot. It's not worth anything. Don't lose that. Don't lose that. You're the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. You're the light of the world. You're the light in the darkness. You're the light of the world. A city that's set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So what they're going to look for is, are you doing a good work? Are you doing a good work? Are you doing a good job? Are you doing a good work? Are you doing good by other people and taking care of them and loving them the way they need? Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill. And for verily I say unto you, and this is chapter 5 of Matthew, verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Everything in the scripture, everything is going to be fulfilled. There's not one, punctuation mark. There's not one scribble. There's not one tiny bit of it that's not going to be fulfilled, because it is. So just wait on these scriptures. Wait on the Lord, because it's all going to come to pass. Jesus didn't come to change the law or to abolish the law, but he did change things for us. And there was a sense of mercy, there was a sense of grace, there was the forgiveness, through his passing, through his sacrifice, through his death on the cross, that we would have that fullness of life. And things changed because of his sacrifice for us, for God. So just remember that. But the whole scripture, you can depend on that. You can count on that everything will be fulfilled, every single piece of it. And you're a piece of it, and I'm a piece of it, and I know that we know that. And don't forget about your soul today. Don't forget about the value of the Beatitudes. Be brought back to the Beatitudes, because in those things you're blessed. And it's so easy for me to get my eyes on the idea that there is no blessing in the things that I put my hand to, that I work in it and I toil in, and then it comes to nothing. And I think that the Lord, he's always looked at, those who desire to please him, not in order to hurt them, but in a way to prepare a place and a kingdom and a land that isn't the same as what we toil for here, on this earth. And just remember, sometimes when you're sowing seed, it's not for that earthly possession that you're going to possess, but for that land that's beyond glory, that's beyond when we pass. So just remember that. Have a good day.